Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch with me, Gustav Miller, as your host. Today's whiskey is the third one in a short series of 3 Irish whiskies that I'm reviewing. So we have already covered the Teeling small batch Irish whiskey, and we have already covered the Teeling single grain Irish whiskey. So today we're looking at the Teeling single malt, and specifically the Brabazon Series 2, which was matured in port casks. So this is quite exciting, the third Teeling whiskey in a row that I'm reviewing today. This whiskey comes from the Teeling Distillery, founded in 2015 in Dublin. It was the first new distillery in Dublin in 125 years, and it's owned by the Teeling family's Teeling Whisky Company. The Teeling family has been in whiskey distilling business since 1782 for quite a while, and their previous distillery, which they just sold the other day to Beam, was the Cooley distillery. Fortunately, they kept some stock from the Cooley distillery, and they're using that stock at the moment for their current range of bottlings until they have stock from the new Teeling distillery in Dublin, of course. Now this whiskey is bottled at 49.5% Abv alcohol, so quite higher than normal, and as I said, it was matured in a range of different sizes and different types of port pipes, which will make this whiskey a very, very interesting single malt from Ireland. Some of the whiskies has been matured in port pipes for between 8 and 15 years, so different port pipes all brought together to make this wonderful whiskey, and it's not been chill filtered. So maximum flavor. In the second edition of the Brabazon series, the first Brabazon series 01, I think, was a sherry cask, and this one now, the port cask limited series, only 12,500 bottles. And this whiskey was named after the Brabazon family, who in the 16th century presided over this specific area in Dublin where the current new Teeling distillery was built. So let's see what this single malt from Teeling has for us. A gold color with a little bit of pink. There's a slight pink hue. Let me just see if I can get a white background so that you can see this color. Gold with a slight pink hue to it. On the nose, it's a rich, as it says on the packaging, rich nose, rich flavors, cinnamon, dark chocolate from those port pipes. There's a fruity note that I'm picking up, something like strawberry. It really reminds me of strawberry. But there's also something like grape candied sweets that I'm picking up. And of course the malt in the background. Oak spices, like an explosion of oak spices in your mouth, with vanilla, a little bit of vanilla, nutmeg, strong nutmeg spices, caramel chocolate, salted bitter chocolate, a lot of spices, bitter, but there's also sweet dark fruit, but very, 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 very spicy. The finish is dry with those candy fruit notes, a bit of saltiness as well in the finish, with the spicy caramel and the creamy berry jam, probably from those port pipes, creamy berry jam and bitter dark chocolate. I wonder what a bit of water will do. Maybe a few drops of water will soften those spices. 49% Abv alcohol, so it will probably take a few drops of water. I'm going to add just a little bit more. See what happens if we loosen up this whiskey a little bit. Some port sherry. Very good. That berry jam and much less spice. So a few drops of water is the key to enjoying this one. Something that I appreciate from the Teeling Distillery, they're not trying to mass produce a crowd pleaser in their whiskey. They're going for small batches. If you take, for example, this small batch Irish whiskey from Teeling, matured in what was this, red wine casks. Now this one was matured in what? Let's just check. This one was matured in rum casks. Yes, rum casks, this one. And the single grain matured in red wine casks. And now this one in port casks. So they're really exploring all of the options in terms of different casks and what the influence is going to be. Aiming for whiskies with character rather than crowd pleasers. Now if you want to pair this whiskey with a food snack, today I've also tried salted dark chocolate and it works extremely well. But today I've got a small snack here, a cracker with cream cheese and berry jam, black currant jam specifically that I chose, and a few micro leaves. And I want this creaminess of this snack and the berry jam to connect with the berry notes in the whiskey, and to make that spiciness to tone it down with the creaminess of this snack. So let's see how this works. Beautiful. And it's just getting better and better and better. The creaminess cut through that spiciness, and the berry jam in the snack is just connecting with the cask influence in this whiskey. Very good pairing. Thank you for watching. Looking forward to see you again tomorrow for more whiskey tasting, more whiskey reviews, and more whiskey food pairings. Sláinte.